what I've done now is just epoxied in the line ties into each segment, so that's going to be super strong connection and that won't break. And then I've also added a bit more detail, like drilled a little bit of a little crevice for the eye to go in, so it's a bit sunken in, but it kind of tore out a bit on this side, so I've just filled it in with some wood filler. I'm just going to sand smooth once it's dried. And then I've created a scale pattern, some foil, just by running it over with a knurled wrench there. I'm just going to stick it on, so hopefully that'll give it a nice scaled pattern if it goes well. So just put a thin layer of epoxy over the foiled part so that it gives something for the paint to grab onto. Don't know how well it's showing up, but you can see there's just a thin glossy layer and it's just already started to bunch up just there. So I'm just waiting for this to get a bit more tacky and then I can leave it and then move on to something else. Just make sure that it doesn't all just bunch up. that the epoxy's dried, put another coat on there. It's looking really nice. Now it's just time for it to be assembled. But this wire has been epoxied onto there, so that's going to have to come off. Going to have to drill out the epoxy there, drill out the epoxy there, that's just a thin little bit there, and then over the holes as well, got a little bit of epoxy. That needs to be cleaned up a little bit. You see there where the screw was holding it in, and then it's the same kind of story for this section. On the back there you can see, and then on the tail, just neaten that up a little bit. Okay, nice. And be very careful now. There we go. And there it is, everything is glued together. So it should produce a really nice swimming action. See if I can